Why is Japan obsessed with being on time? Why do Japanese people apologize for being just 1 minute late? And why do they get anxious even when they're exactly on time? In many countries, being 5 minutes late is normal. In Japan, it can feel like a serious offense. This isn't just about manners. It's about something deeper, something emotional. In Japan, time is not just a tool. Time is a promise. When a train arrives 1 minute early, the company might issue an apology. Not for being late, but for being early. That's how precise and serious Japan is about time. But why? Why do people in Japan feel morally responsible for even a small delay? Why is punctuality treated like a form of respect? Let's compare. In the U.S., showing up late might be rude, but it's not shameful. In Japan, being late can feel like breaking trust. That's a big difference. Maybe you're wondering, is it really that strict? Yes, in many companies, even arriving on time is not enough. You're expected to be there a few minutes early every time. But here's the real question. What does it say about a culture when people fear being 1 minute late? Let's explore the cultural meaning behind Japan's obsession with time. You might see the world a little differently by the end of this journey. Trains that apologize, a symbol of precision. Imagine this: a train leaves the station 20 seconds early, and the company issues a public apology. Yes, early, not late. Only in Japan. In most countries, trains are often late. People wait, shrug, and go on with their day. But in Japan, even a small deviation from the schedule feels like a big deal. This isn't just about trains. It's a symbol, a reflection of the society itself. Time, in Japan, is treated like a contract. Breaking it, even slightly, means breaking trust. Train companies understand this. That's why they apologize, even for being early. Because to the Japanese public, 1 minute matters. Have you ever wondered why Japanese trains are so famous worldwide? It's not just because they're fast. It's because they're predictably fast on time, every time. This obsession with accuracy didn't happen overnight. It was built over decades. Train punctuality became a point of pride, and eventually, a national expectation. If a train is delayed by even 1 minute, the conductor announces it. If it's 5 minutes, they may give delay certificates to passengers. For students, employees, everyone, this tells us something important. Time isn't just about movement. It's about responsibility. And the train system isn't just a transport network. It's a mirror of Japanese values: precision, trust, and shared respect. Group harmony starts with punctuality. What if being on time isn't just about being polite, but about keeping the group in harmony? In Japan, this idea of group harmony is everywhere. It's in schools, in companies, in daily life. And time plays a big role in protecting that harmony. Think about it. If one person is late to a meeting, everyone else has to wait. The flow is broken. The energy shifts. Tension builds just a little. But in a culture that values calm and respect, even that little disruption matters. So, people try hard not to be late. Not because they fear punishment, but because they don't want to disturb the balance. It's a mindset. My actions affect the group. My delay could cause trouble for others. That's why many Japanese people arrive early, not just on time. It's a way of saying, I respect your time. I care about the group. In Western cultures, being on time is often about individual discipline. In Japan, it's more about collective responsibility. Even in casual settings, meeting friends, joining a club, punctuality is expected. Because the group's comfort comes first. You may never hear this explained out loud, but it's deeply felt. It's part of what makes Japanese society feel so coordinated, so smooth. In the end, being on time in Japan is not just a rule. It's a way to say, I see you, I respect you, I am part of this group. School bells and synchronized clocks. Where does this love for punctuality begin? In Japan, it starts in childhood at school. From the first day, children hear the sound of the school bell. It rings precisely, not 1 minute late, not 1 second early. It tells them when to sit, when to move, when to be silent. This bell becomes more than just a signal. It becomes a rhythm, a structure that shapes daily life. And soon, it shapes behavior. Students line up quietly. They change classes in silence. They eat lunch on a fixed schedule. Every moment of the day is synchronized. It's not forced through fear. It's taught through routine. And that routine builds habits that last for life. Japanese schools don't just teach math or reading. They teach how to live with others. They teach timing as a form of respect. Even cleaning the classroom is done together, at the same time. No one leaves early. No one lingers behind. Time belongs to the group. By the time they grow up, this mindset feels natural. Arriving early for work isn't strange. Catching a train exactly on time feels normal. It's easy to think Japanese punctuality is a choice. But for many, it's simply what they've always known. When you grow up inside a perfectly timed system, your body learns the rhythm, and your mind learns the meaning. In Japan, time education doesn't end with the clock. It begins with it, and continues throughout life. Wasting someone's time is a moral failing. What if wasting someone's time feels as wrong as stealing their money? In Japan, that's not just an idea, it's a real emotional truth. Being late is not just inconvenient. It's seen as selfish, as careless, and sometimes, even disrespectful. Why? Because time, in Japanese culture, belongs not only to the individual, but to the relationship. When you're late, you don't just lose time. You take it from someone else. That's the feeling. Imagine waiting for 10 minutes. You check your watch. You feel ignored, unimportant. Your schedule is affected. Your emotions are stirred. Now imagine you're the one causing that. That emotional impact is not forgotten easily in Japan. That's why punctuality becomes more than a habit. It becomes a form of moral responsibility. This mindset can feel intense to outsiders. But to many Japanese people, it's basic courtesy. It's how you show care for others. Even in small things, returning a call, answering an email, timing matters. A slow reply can feel cold or rude. This is why meetings start exactly on time. Why trains announce delays. Why workers apologize when they're late, even by seconds. It's not about perfection. It's about empathy. You respect someone not just with words, but with your attention, and with your time. In Japan, time is not just a number. It's a shared space, and protecting it is an act of kindness. Is being late always bad? A global perspective. Is being late always a bad thing? Or is that just how Japan sees it? In many cultures, time is flexible. In Latin America, arriving late is often normal, sometimes expected. In India, people speak of Indian Standard Time with a smile. In parts of Africa, time follows people, not the other way around. There's a deeper truth here. Not everyone treats time the same way. And that's okay. In the West, being 5 to 10 minutes late is rarely seen as rude. Plans change. Life happens. People adapt. So here's a question. Is Japan too strict about time? Or are other countries too relaxed? That's the cultural tension. And it's fascinating. Japanese punctuality can feel cold to outsiders. It's efficient but also unforgiving. There's little room for spontaneity. Little tolerance for delay. Meanwhile, flexible cultures can seem chaotic, but also warm, human, and forgiving. Which is better? Neither. They're just different views of life. Time, in the West, is personal. You own it. You shape it. Time, in Japan, is social. You protect it for others. That's why being late in Japan feels like a failure. Not of planning, but of respect. This isn't about right or wrong. It's about understanding how values shape behavior. So, what about you? Do you see time as something you control? Or something you owe to others? Let us know in the comments. The deep link between time and trust in Japan. In Japan, time isn't just a schedule. It's a signal, a message about who you are. Being on time says, you can count on me. You matter to me. I keep my word. That's why time and trust are deeply connected. Imagine two people. One always shows up 5 minutes early. The other is often 10 minutes late. Who would you trust more with something important? In Japanese society, This question answers itself. Punctuality is a way to prove reliability without speaking a word. This connection is especially strong in business. Arriving early shows dedication. Missing a deadline even slightly can damage your reputation. But it goes beyond work. Even in friendships, being on time shows you care, that you respect someone's time, and, by extension, their life. There's a saying in Japan, time is life. If you waste someone's time, you're wasting part of their life. That may sound dramatic, but in a culture where every second counts, it's a real feeling. So, when someone shows up on time in Japan, it's not just about the clock. It's about honor. It's about trust. And when you're late, it's not just a mistake. It's a crack in the relationship, however small. In Japan, trust is built slowly, through actions, not just words. And punctuality is one of the most visible, everyday actions. To be trusted, you don't need to say much. Just be there on time. Efficiency versus humanity. What do we lose? Punctuality brings order. It keeps things moving. It shows respect. But can it go too far? In Japan, being even 1 minute late can feel like failure. So people rush. They apologize. They feel shame. This creates a society that runs like a clock. But sometimes, that clock forgets it's ticking for human beings. A sick child makes a parent late. A train delay causes panic. A moment of kindness like helping a stranger makes you miss a meeting. Should these moments be punished or understood? In a hyper-efficient world, every second is measured, but not every second is equal. Some seconds are filled with stress, others with compassion, and those soft, human moments, they don't always fit inside a tight schedule. Here's the danger. When time becomes everything, people become afraid of slowing down. They stop forgiving each other. They forget that life is not a checklist. Yes, Japan's punctuality is beautiful, but it also comes with pressure. Young people burn out. Workers stay late, afraid to disappoint. Parents feel guilty for being 5 minutes behind. Is that really what time is for? Efficiency is a great tool, but it's not the goal. The goal is connection, care, and understanding that time is also emotional. So maybe the real question is, how do we stay human? In a world that runs on time, would punctuality work outside Japan? What if every country followed Japan's rules about time? Would the world run more smoothly? Or would it fall apart? Imagine American trains apologizing for being 30 seconds early, or Italian restaurants refusing to seat you because you're 5 minutes late. Sounds strange, right? That's because punctuality doesn't grow in a vacuum. It's rooted in culture, in values, in shared expectations. In Japan, being early is normal. In Spain, being late is expected. Both are right within their own context. So, could Japanese-style punctuality work everywhere? Not easily. First, the infrastructure matters. Japan's trains are precise because they're designed that way. Everything signals, people, platforms moves in sync. Second, people need to agree. Punctuality only works when everyone values it. If just one person ignores the rule, the system cracks. Third, priorities differ. In some cultures, flexibility and connection come first. Time is just a tool, not a measure of character. That doesn't mean one system is better. It means cultures solve different problems in different ways. So, what can we learn from Japan? Not that we all need to be strict with time, but that time reflects who we are. If we value respect, we show it in our timing. If we value freedom, we accept delays. The key is to understand what time means in your culture, and how it affects others. Maybe we can't copy Japan, but we can reflect. Not every clock tells the same story, but every story deserves to be understood. What time really means in Japanese culture. So, after all this, what does time really mean in Japanese culture? It's not just about minutes and hours, not just about trains or meetings. Time, in Japan, is a reflection of values, of respect, of connection. Being on time says, I thought about you. I didn't waste your time. I honored our shared moment. In a way, time becomes a language. Without words, it says everything. It says, I see you. I respect your life. I want to be part of this relationship. That's why being late feels so heavy in Japan. It's not just poor planning. It's a break in communication. A small act that carries big meaning. Yes, it creates pressure. Yes, it can feel too strict. But it also builds a society of trust, of rhythm, of silent understanding. This doesn't mean Japan's way is perfect. It has its flaws, its stress, its rigid edges. But it also reminds us, time is not just what we schedule. It's what we share. In Japan, time is often felt, not just measured. It's felt in footsteps arriving early, in the quiet wait before a meeting, in the apology for being even 1 minute late. So next time someone arrives right on time, maybe they're not just being punctual. Maybe they're saying, I'm here for you. In the end, the meaning of time is not found on a clock, but in the space between people. What do you think about this part of Japanese culture? Is it the same where you live or totally different? I'd love to hear your thoughts or questions in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.